What's going on, everybody? It's Fazal here. I'm here with Jose, and I'm here with Jahny. He's the team leader, and he's another co-worker of mine. So I just want to start off by interviewing these guys. They're the top of the industry right now. So Jose, how'd you get into this industry?
Interviewing the wise guys, bro. I appreciate you having me on, brother. My name is Jose Rodriguez. I got into the industry when I was 18 years old. I was in college, didn't really like it. Felt like, I needed something better, something that would stimulate me in a way that would cause me to be more driven, be more inspired. And real estate was the main thing that did it for me, I had various conversations with my oldest brother who already owned some properties. And, ever since then, I was working at a job that my brother Kevin hooked me up with. And as I was working at that job, I was doing my best to just, stay focused, just go to the gym, work, eat the right foods, just do everything that I have to do as a man to improve my life, as well as consult with my oldest brother who was already in the game. And the reason why real estate attracted me in the first place was because I saw it as a way to escape, you could say, the rat race, right? Just working paycheck to paycheck, not necessarily having the freedom that you would like, and going on as, whether it's vacations that you want, whether it's time with your family that you want, or whether it's building an immense empire, right, and making as much money as possible and living your life as abundantly as possible on your terms. I saw real estate as a vehicle to be able to help me with that. And also, I saw it as a way that I could also benefit a lot of communities, especially in my area, Rockland County, New York. So, bro, immediately I was like, this is it. I'm just going to make as much money as possible. But I'll say this, though. At first, not to make it too long, I actually thought about being an investor first,
Okay.
than getting my real estate license. But I saw it as a necessity to the team because my oldest brother, Eric, his wife already had her real estate license. And I was like, you know what? I might as well get my real estate license. I'm working at this job, which was okay at the time, but it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. So I figured maybe working in the industry where I'm looking to invest and build an empire around, it may make sense. So I decided to get my real estate license. I was 18 going on to 19, and man, it was the best decision that I've ever made.
So Jahny, what made you get into the industry?
Well, pretty much made me want to get into real estate because before real estate, I've been trying different things. I was doing on Facebook, Amazon FBA, mobile detailing, all different types of businesses that would just give up and throw away.
Okay.
And then I saw real estate as one of a vehicle that I wanted to pursue. And that's when I decided to get into real estate, maybe like 19 or 20. And I've joined a coaching program. And through that coaching program, I met Jose.
Okay.
And through that program, I met him in person at an open house. And then that's when I decided to join his team. This is where I am right now.
So my next question is, how has the experience with the REJ team has been since you've been working here for longer?
Obviously, the experience has been fantastic because I've been having the opportunity to do a fix and flip with you.
Yeah.
We did one, and then I wholesaled a property to you as well. We also did other wholesales too.
Yeah.
But we're mostly focused on listings. And then that other listing that I had in Warwick, we closed on that one.
Yeah.
And you helped me out with it. You even went with me to meet the seller.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
I really appreciate it.
And I could actually say something about that. There's so many real estate teams, and this ties into what I just said in the beginning, right? My first initial interest was investing,
Okay.
right? So I remember when I got my real estate license, even there was certain agents that have been in the industry for years, but when it came down to investing, I've been educating myself on investing for a long, long time. So it's not a surprise to me, brother, that we've been able to find opportunities, not just, you could say, in the traditional or conventional route, right? But if we're capable of looking at a deal, maybe we could help out the homeowner in a way where he doesn't have to put his house on the market, right? Maybe we could generate an offer. Maybe there's other creative ways that we can help him as a landlord or as a homeowner, as an investor, solve his problems, right? So, I'm grateful that us together as a team, we're capable of helping each other out, not just doing regular transactions as a real estate agent that's just advising, but also if we have to step in and possibly buy a property, right, flip a property, or help out the sellers or even buyers in any way that we possibly could. I'm very happy and proud to say that we've done that many times, and we'll continue to do it over and over and over again. So, yeah, man.
Man, you sound like you had an exciting come up. So tell us about your investment portfolio and your investment experience.
Yeah, so I bought my first property when I was it? Yeah, I think I was 18, going on to be 19. It was relatively around the time that I got my license. So I got my license in, I want to say 2018, March 2018. And I bought my first flip, I want to say it was around June of the same year. So I was already, going to networking events. I was already looking at, meeting with lenders, meeting with contractors, learning as much as possible. And of course, I had my oldest brother that was in the industry already before me. So I had a resource that I can channel and ask questions and learn as much as possible, right? So that was my first flip. Barely made any money, right? About like $3,000 each. Good thing we didn't lose any money, because a lot of people actually end up losing money in their first flip. So we made some money, and then after that we just did another one. Okay, went from 10 to 15 grand total to 63 grand.
Wow.
After that one we did another one, and then we did another one, and then it just kind of kept snowballing, right? But that's what happens when you build momentum in the business, right? I'm not here to brag about all my wins, but I could say that I built a $10 million portfolio now, and I'm doing my best to just pass on the torch to you guys and educate you as much as possible, both of you, and then also educate myself every single day, because we all have to grow. Can't always think that we know everything, right? And then educate as many people as possible and help out the community as much as possible, right? So yeah, bro, I'm excited, man. I'm happy that things are going the way they're going.
So Jose, I know you mentioned that you didn't get your first listing till 7 or 8 months into the business.
Yeah.
So how'd you stay determined and motivated? Because most of the people would obviously drop out of the business, but how'd you do it, bro?
Yeah, that's a good question, because in the beginning it was frustrating,
Okay.
right? You're making the phone calls and just letting everybody know there's many ways that you can build, a real estate business. However, when you're 18, 19, none of your friends are buying houses, right? Very, very little. I was one of them. I actually bought the house. But aside from, there was nobody really buying any houses or doing any real estate transactions. It was really up to me to find people that were most of the time a lot older than me, and then just overcoming any insecurities. I didn't really particularly have the I would say insecurities that most people had when they started in the business young. Oh, what are people gonna think? I'm young, I'm 18, I'm 19. Are people not gonna take me serious because of my age? I think I kind of didn't have time to really think about that, because I was so hungry and driven to make money and to build this real estate business, because that was it. Like, in real estate, if you don't sell anything, you're not making any money. So it's either sink or swim. And I understood that there were no excuses that I could have possibly made that was going to get me more money. So instead of making excuses and sitting on the sideline and complaining about my life, I decided, you know what? Let me go ahead and hit the phones. Who's on Zillow as a for sale by owner? Let me go ahead and call them. Who's a listing that went on the market that for whatever reason their previous agent couldn't sell it? Let me call them, because I know I can sell it. And that's how it started, right? 6 months in, bro, it was just calls, knocking on doors, talking to the neighbors, meeting all the businesses in the local community, and just getting myself out there. And for a lot of people that would be uncomfortable, but when you don't have a choice, again, you're not making any other there's no other source of income coming in, it's either sink or swim, you're more likely to do things that you wouldn't do when you're comfortable, right? So for me, it was just about, it doesn't matter what I have to learn these next 6 months. And yeah, maybe no money came in those 6 months, but the knowledge and my communication and how I was able to build myself as a person, right? Knocking on doors, building my resilience, building my tougher skin, right? Building my armor, and then being an upgraded version of myself by month 7, 8 is no surprise. Within 2 weeks, I think it was like my 7th month in, I got like 4 listings in 2 weeks.
Wow.
But again, all of that just kind of snowballed, because you don't see the money coming in right away, but you see yourself building as a person. Your communication gets better. You get better at handling objections. You get better at establishing better relationships with leads that soon then potentially turn out to be clients. You get to build your database, because some people don't want to sell today, but they might want to sell 3 months from now or 4 months from now. You stay on top of them, and then next thing you know, that could be a client. So just doing the things that we always talk about religiously, and really just staying on top of the business and taking it serious, that's what really made me stay in the game. And also, obviously, having belief in yourself. Like, I really believed in myself. I knew that I was going to make it. There was no doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna make it. I knew I was gonna fucking make it. So it was just a matter of doing the work, and that was it. And here I am.
Man, so all that work obviously paid off. We're here at two of your properties right here next to the door, next to each other. So my next question to Jahny is, how'd you get your first listing? What was the process that took you and all the work that you had to do to get that first listing?
My first listing that I got was actually through socializing with other people. I think I remember now. I was at a coffee shop, I was making phone calls, and then I introduced myself to this lady that her sister was selling her condo, her co-op, and that's how I got my first listing.
Okay.
I was in person.
And moving forward since, how have you improved?
I've been getting other sources of business through cold calling expired listings. That's how I got my maybe third or fourth listing.
Okay. And what's your goals next? Like how are you looking to improve more? What are you trying to achieve?
Looking to achieve more business, either getting 4 more listings and just doubling it after that.
Great, bro. So you're gonna be really successful, man.
And how do you plan on doing that, by the way, Jahny? Why don't you tell us what are the strategies? I know that obviously cold calling, but being a little bit more nuanced, I guess, right? It's not just picking up the phone and making the calls. There's a lot of things that people don't see that happen during these calls that could possibly, take a hit at your ego and kind of make you feel like, you speak to all these different people. There's a lot of rejection involved. It's not just like you're the first number that you're going to call, you're going to get a listing. So, I mean, after those transactions, now you know it works. You received money and you could see like, oh, wow, I actually closed my first deal or my second deal or my third deal. What message would you say to anybody that's maybe watching this video that is on the fence about maybe getting into real estate or maybe thinking about, making the calls and hopefully finding success in the calls?
Well, I would say there's a lot of sifting through a lot of people that are unqualified to even meet with them because they're just not ready yet. Right now is also just even following up with those small people that are qualified, just following up with them until they're ready, and now you have them as a client because they're not always going to be ready on the first call you make. Hey, I want to sell my house on the first call.
Yeah.
Maybe a few small percentage that might happen, but it's through the follow-up calls you get the results.
Yeah, very
And
true.
I've lost business by not following up, so I know what it's like losing business by not following up. So
Yeah, staying on top of your business, staying on top of your game is crucial. If you're not following up, I am. So
yeah, exactly.
So do you guys have anything else that you want to say to someone that's looking to get into the real estate industry?
Yeah, I mean, Jahny, you go first.
What I would say is that just creating the momentum of being more consistent on prospecting. That's a mistake that I've made before. Because during last year, I wasn't as consistent as it was now when it comes to cold calling, and I think that definitely affects me now because I would have had more business now, but I understand that part now. So now I'm just focusing on being more consistent on the phones and following up with any clients that I might miss out on. And that's what I'm doing, is staying consistent on those important factors, prospecting and follow-up.
Consistency is key, and that applies to every aspect of your life, right? Not just real estate, but we could talk about whether it's the gym, we could talk about everything, right? Just consistency is key. So I agree with that a lot, bro. And any message that I would leave off to anybody that's watching, I would say, first and foremost, bro, before I even go there, I would say that you're doing an incredible job,
Thank you, bro.
You joined the business, I mean, a week and a half ago, you got your real estate license, already hitting the ground, making contacts, picking up the phones, piling through the list, just building relationships with people that you've never known before, and then establishing trust, establishing comfort. It's a beautiful thing. And then obviously setting appointments already. I think, 2 or 3 appointments you already set?
Yep.
It's incredible, brother. And I think that a lot of people looking at it from the outside in, they sometimes tend to get a little bit anxious because they don't know what the business is like. They know that there's a lot of potential, but they don't understand it. However, I think that you would be a good role model to watch because you're doing the right things. You're staying consistent. You're showing up early, always suited and booted, ready to go. And if people follow that example of just, even before showing up for your business, showing up for yourself and taking care of yourself, and then taking that positive energy, that enthusiasm, that excitement into the business, which you are doing, you're likely to see a lot of success. And there's no coincidence as to why you're already setting appointments, building relationships, and soon going to have multiple listings and a lot of success. Anybody else that's watching this, listen, learn as much as possible. I'm not sure if you're going to post this on your channel, but if you are, follow Fazal, see what he's up to, see what he's doing, learn from him as much as you can, and yeah, stay consistent. Make it happen.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Johnny, bro.
You got it, bro.
So, yeah, guys. So one note that I want to leave off with is that if you're ambitious and you're determined and you really believe in yourself, meaning that you know that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to, then this is the business to get into, because there is no cap. Literally, the more work that you put in, the more money you're gonna make. That's it. That's it. And that's it, guys. Peace out.